Good evening, race fans. Robert Warren's up in the booth for SpeedZoneTV tonight, bringing you all the action for Season 8, race number 6 for the Roughneck Racing's Super Speedway Series, brought to you by Wagoner's Welding. Got an epic battle tonight, 50 laps, Echo Park Speedway, formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. Drivers are just getting ready to grid up. But we got some beautiful weather insights here. This is a smaller track, but high speeds, high banks, 1.5 mile an hour. But you're basically ripping around full throttle the entire time. Draft's super important. We're looking at this afternoon sun, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 2 mile an hour winds, 41% humidity. And I don't know, it's going to be a doozy here. After tonight's race, we're going to be marking out the halfway point of the season. It's going to be very crucial for these drivers to start to stake their claim, as those drop weeks are now becoming more of a critical factor in this season. So 12 races total halfway after we're done tonight. Looking at the grid, we got Pilot on the pole. He sent me a Venmo tonight to give him some favorable commentating. I don't know if he gave me enough. Parson on the outside pole, Sprinkle in third, Tolleson fourth, Smith fifth. In sixth is Wagner, Ramsey seventh. Also sent me a PayPal. Barnes in eighth, Richardson ninth, Grace 10th, Don Francesco 11th, Hurst 12th, Manning 13th, Copperthorne 14th. And in the 15th spot is Beebe, and rounding out the field in 16th is the 88 machine of Keltner. Getting ready to rock and roll. Hope you have all your kids tucked in bed. Got some popcorn out. This should be a fast race here, as these drivers are just going down the backstretch. We'll take a quick look at our points battle if we got time. Currently in the lead for the points, 115, Sprinkle 106, Barnes, Grace in third spot at 104. Smith 103, and Gary Miller rounding out the fifth spot. Pace car is getting ready to duck off here, so we're gonna have to stay maybe tuned in on what's gonna be the exciting action to come here for race number 6 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Drivers are off. Island doesn't get the start he was hoping for. Parson in the 33 machine. So it's a little interesting here as the Super Speedway Series jumps to different cars. These paints change on me, and it gives me a little confusion there for a second. But Pilot on the bottom of Parsons, that's Sprinkle in the third spot. Very interesting here. You can get a second line for him, but it is hard to get momentum. So I'm expecting that we're going to see drivers try to like enter low and push that front car up high. Pit window's about 35 laps or so. Sprinkle looking to the high side as there's a little bit of a checkup. Working the door of Pylon. Pylon drifts up in the center. That's the 4 machine of Smith. Oh, Parson gets the apron, gets a little loose. All the drivers doing a great job of keeping it green. No caution. They're still driving away. That allows Sprinkle and Smith to break away slightly with Richardson and Hurst in 3rd and 4th. Awesome job by those drivers to keep it square. You can see the top 10 just within 1.3 seconds. So not a lot of space between all these drivers. And as you're going through reviewing the broadcast here, you want to click that gearbox on the bottom right hand side. Make sure that you're streaming or watching the stream in 4K, giving you all the beautiful graphics that iRacing has to offer. The battle for in and around the 8th to 10th spot. And at that 24 machine. Up 2 spots. Don Francesco making a run on the inside of Wagoner there. Going into turn 3. Slides up. Ramsey. Get that momentum. These cars get a significant draft and they close that gap very quick. Wagoner does a good job. Oh. Not sure what happened there. We were zoomed in, but we'll get a SpeedZoneTV instant replay on that. Take a look at what happened here. We're on board the 30 machine of Big Doug. Take a look at what happened. Find the right camera. Here we are, just a big checkup. Not really sure. Tolson and Ramsey get together, leaving nowhere for that 30 machine to go. A lot of racing to go, and I wasn't expecting frame here. Copperthorne? Oh, 78 of Manning. Get one little take here. Not, looking at the speed here. Colson is not clear to come down. Ramsey not expecting him to keep cutting left, but those be the cookies. Going to be our first caution of the night. It's early on. Those drivers are going to be able to get fixed up. Sprinkle still our leader, so let's go back and look at those points again. Got a moment. Here's the current breakdown of what our points look like after 5 races. So drops are calculated already. Sprinkle showing a dominating performance so far this season with 2 wins. Obviously, with those wins, he's got an average finish at first. Barnes, who's running quite well, 1 win on the season, average finish of 3rd. Grace, running 6th right now. Not too far back, only 11 points back. Smith on the bumper of Sprinkle is sitting 12 points back. Gary Miller, not seeing him in the field tonight. Tough break for him not being out here, but shouldn't be an issue with the drops calculated. Manning in the field, currently running 14th, 6th in points. Steele not in the field tonight, 1 win on the season. Copperthorne running 13th, and then rounding out the top 10 in points is the 33 of Parson. So, I mean, after tonight, this is going to shuffle around. SpeedZone TV wants to bring you this information so you're able to kind of see how drivers are racing, you know, whether they're racing for a win. It makes a big difference. If you're sitting outside of the top 10, you may not be in contention, but with the consistent finishes getting you up front, definitely help you make a run for that championship. Lights are off on the pace vehicle. Constructed 65 years ago. A lot of history in this track. 28-degree bank turn, so you could see just the slant when you're looking at those cars. How it must feel in the cockpit. So we're going to try to get a view here for you guys watching now. Give you an idea of what it looks like from a driver perspective. Very easy here for, you know, frustration to settle in. Quickest lap so far is 29.24 by it, like Cam Beatty. Further back in the field, so probably easier to get a bigger run. Getting ready to go. Pace cars ducking in. Smith, great start over Sprinkle. Oh, not clear. Oh, that's a big wreck there. Tough break. Right away, caution breeding cautions. Gonna have to go back and take a look at that. I was not expecting that to happen so fast. But we're gonna try to get a good look at it with our fancy cameramans. Gonna look here. Try to get a further up. Trouble seeing that car number. Uh-oh. I don't know if it was a misjudge of space, but we'll watch it here. We're on board with the 58 of Hurst. Sprinkle and Smith get a good run. Richardson on the side there, but it just looks like Hurst misjudges, perhaps, how far he can come down. As it looks like he's almost going to be clear. The car kind of stalls out a little bit as Smith is still pulling, but Hurst didn't have the momentum there. That's a big carnage there. Damage for Smith, 2 wins on the season. That's Barnes coming into the frame. Does a good job of checking up. On the high side there, that's Grace coming down the track. Keltner right on the bumper of Barnes. Don Francesco sliding around. Everyone's sliding around. This one definitely hurts. Grace, well, there. Olsen squeaking by. Going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. We'll get back to live action. See what kind of carnage. Hopefully Sprinkle's able to get that juiced up and fixed up. Drivers do have one fast repair on the night, but unfortunately, you don't want to be using them too early. We're just rounding 1/3 or 1/4 of the way of the race complete. Been interesting on these starts, restarts. We're seeing that outside line get a pole. Gonna have to watch the 2 machine of Richardson to see if he can get that same kind of iconic start that we saw the last 2 restarts. Race is actually going to go by quite quick. Up 4 spots tonight. Smith is definitely going to help him if the race was to end right now. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Richardson inching up on the outside, looking for that same kind of start that we saw the last 2 times. Pace car getting ready to duck in. And Richardson not able to get the start that we saw. Island on the bumper of Smith. Richardson drops to the low side. A little bit further back. Barnes breaks away with Keltner in behind him. Olesen looking to make a run on the outside. I think that outside line can get momentum if you get the right drivers pushing. Definitely get a lot of speed through the turns. Olsen forcing low. On the bumper of Smith. Talked about getting some perspective of what it looks like for the drivers. We're going to pop in the 12 machine of Grace here. And if you listen closely, you can hear them feather the throttle. Driving in 5th gear. Ooh, blinker. Move up a couple cars. On board the 28 machine of Tolleson. Just a big momentum run down the backstretch. You got to manage those gaps. You got to make sure that you're picking your spots when you pass. Now on board the 2 machine of Richardson, up 6 spots tonight, having a pretty decent run. A few races ago, he was in the mix for a win. That got stole away from him, and definitely looking to reclaim some of that energy. Superspeedway racing can make or break you, that's for sure. Barnes being patient. All drivers have settled down right now. Logging laps. They won't have enough to go the whole way. Taking a look at our leader, Smith. He's got pressure from Pylon. Pylon's likely to sit in the draft for as long as possible. It's better to push and have track position than to perhaps battle. And I don't know if that's the move you want to make early on, is to get yourself caught in a battle and shuffle back. Top 5 have broke away a little bit. Keltner has fallen back 0.8 off the bumper of Tolleson. Not sure if there was a checkup. Take a look at our lap times, what it looks like, to see if they're falling off. So tire management's going to be critical here. This next gen has been known to reward drivers for being smooth, being consistent. So best lap times, we talked about it before, 29.23 from the 16 of BB, currently running in 7th spot. The last lap times around, almost 0.5 slower. You can see that Keltner has closed that gap back up. The whole field is catching again. Only a few cars have pitted. So it's going to be very interesting. Keltner up the track, letting BB go by. Grace is going to tuck in too. Hoppathorn, Hurst, Carson, Don Francesco, Sprinkle. Keltner falling way back into the field. A single file. We just achieved halfway to the race. Be crazy if we saw a green flag cycle here. You know, who's going to bolt on 2 or 4 tires? Somebody might just grab fuel and go for the gusto. A little bit further back. Sprinkle looking to get some type of movement, not able to. The battle a little bit further back. Parsons 9th. Hurst 10th. Hopperthorn getting shuffled. Manning coming through. Hopperthorn gets to the bottom. Keltner on the underside of Don Francesco with Sprinkle in behind. Sprinkle making a run on the bottom below Don Francesco. Wonder if we're going to start to see him charge and show his super speedway skills. Island still on the bumper of Smith, doing a great job of just logging laps with Richardson and Barnes in behind. Tolson pretty dang close too. BB in behind him. On board with that 16 machine. A little bit of throttle management is going to go a long way here. Keeping those tires under you. Want to save that right front. You can roll the car in hard on entry, but lifting a little, you're going to be lapping in 10 laps. Even though Sprinkle's first in points, there's many drivers still in the hunt here. We've already talked about Barnes, Grace. Miller's not in the fight tonight. Manning's out on the track, and Dalton Steele's missing. But we've also seen Copperthorne and Parson in the field. So, you know, one bad finish, one good finish could shuffle up these cards quite a lot. And one of these guys, if, you know, one of these top 10 drivers grab a win tonight, it's definitely going to give them momentum when we return back in January. So, Roughneck Racing, Wagoner's Welding Super Series, and oh, Barnes on the apron. Drivers do a good job of checking up there. Right in front of BB. BB's able to react. Sprinkle on the move. Looking like Barnes has got damage on his bumper. Gonna try to get our cameraman to wake the heck up and give you a little sauce there. You can see the significant damage there. We got a yellow flag out. Not super sure what happened here. Try to go to this here. Back it up a little bit. Here we go. Ooh. Solo car spin. That's not good there. Let's back that up. That's a blown motor for the 77 car. You know, it might have been a result of the checkup. So you see big momentum from the car behind. Sprinkle gets loose. I thought there was contact, but definitely not. Solo spin. Looks like as the tires have worn down, Sprinkle lost control of the car. Might have been a result of that earlier incident he was involved in. The tires might have been stressed. But we'll watch that one more time in full speed because that's what we like to do. On board. And that motor blows up. Up brake for Hurst there. He's not going to be able to make it to the pits, so he does tow. We're going to go back to live action. Here, we got Barnes coming out of the pits now. Likely a mix of all the drivers coming into the pits. We're going to get some info on that in a second, but it looks like Parsons, that 33 machine, is our current leader. 16 laps to go. Not a lot of time. That was our third caution on the night. Wagner out. Sprinkle will be laps down after this. Not what you want to see as we close out race 6. All the secret sauce is very secret. Tonight, these drivers shuffling around. Drivers getting ready to go. Saw the chat pop off a comment there saying accident on pit road involving the 24 and 78. We're going to try to go back in time, back in the future, and get some info on that. Thanks for pointing that out. 15 laps to go. We could be entering green-white checker territory as these drivers get hungry. I would imagine that with 3 tire sets, tires going to matter here. So I don't know if Parsons or Hurst, they're really wanting to see what happens here. You can see that the mix of drivers have come in, but our 2 leaders have not. Great start by that 33 machine. Barnes follows through. Hurst gets down to the bottom. Big start for him. Everyone fighting in behind. These drivers are going to be wanting to charge up to the front as quick as possible with this amount of laps left. Barnes on the outside of Parson already. Hurst following him around too. Smith in behind. The outside line comes alive. Tight. Parson and Smith into 3 2x2 as far as you can see at Echo Park Speedway. Wagner's Welding Super Series, Roughneck Racing putting on a heck of a show for race number 6. We've had 3 cautions so far. 3 wide. Richardson's looking under Copperthorne. No go. I didn't think it would be possible, and he's making me a liar. That 58 machine doing an awesome job on that outside groove, running on the outside of Barnes, our current leader. These 2 are trading the lead back and forth. Woo! Hurst tagging the wall. They're all stacking up. 3 wide into 3. Hurst in trouble. Don Francesco below. Hurst trying to get to the bottom. And it looks like those tires heated up and gave way. Olsen looking to go 3 wide. 2x2 now. The front 5 or so, 6 or so. Single file. Smith trying to get back up there. He was fast earlier on. He needs some help. The side draft is possible with these cars. This is where the battle is in for 8th, 9th. Francesco on the bumper. Tolson trying to push him up. Now it's getting dicey. Impatience is starting to ensue for race number 6. Smith wants around. Olson has got 4 freshies for sure. Still fighting on the outside. Smith knocks him up a little bit. Breaks the momentum of that 28 machine of Tolson. The bottom line is stacking up from that draft. These cars can take a vicious bump. Smith jumps to the outside. Looks like Keltner in the wall from the shuffle. Francesco slides up, almost gets into Smith. 6 laps to go. Not a lot of time. The front is all single file. Sprinkle back on the track. Francesco, little love tap. 3 wide. '24 machine makes the move. Gets around him. Olsen jumps to the high side, trying to get momentum. Smith has got to run on Grace. Or wait, that's BB. Francesco coming in with the push. 4 laps to go. Outside groove is starting to show some speed. Might be a little bit hard on the tires. Hyland jumping up to that high side. Or sorry, that's Grace jumping up the high side. He stopped the run. 3 laps to go. Don't look away. This one's gonna get crazy. I'm not sure if that outside line can pull enough momentum. Little bobble on the inside line. Smith, Don Francesco got to run. Woo! Tolson and Ramsey get together. And that's going to be a hurtful one. This is going to put us in green-white checkered territory. Not really sure what happened. Cars were fighting. Nobody wanted to give an inch. But here we are. Let's go ahead and look for that Speed Zone TV instant replay. Oh, that is not the right caution. Did he fire that guy? Here we are on board with the 13 of Ramsey. Gonna move into the far chasing of chasing cams. Go slow here. Olsen turns down on Ramsey. Hooks him into the outside wall, to be honest. You know, he has momentum, but I don't know if that's, you know, I guess you are racing for the win. But a bump there. Don Francesco slides up the track. Ramsey holds his line. You can see Tolson ever so slightly does hook down and causes contact here. Ramsey is the lead car. He's got nobody outside, so you can see the car halfway up. Starts to cut the exit a little bit, and then the side draft. Tolson is looking for that side draft. Tough battle there. Don Francesco gets caught up in that. First sends her to the moon. He actually gets through. Copperthorne caught up. Manning caught up. A lot of bent up cars here. Got a couple green white checkers. Hopefully we don't got to use them all, but Barnes, you know, we're looking in like 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and these leaders are just waiting for the moment, right? Like we saw some great battling with 2x2 racing. That outside group was getting momentum, but nevertheless, here we are. That 33 machine is on older tires, and he's been able to manage his equipment. Don't think we're gonna see Hurst come in now. Got shuffled. Real question is now that we're on this caution, number 4? Question mark? Is Parsons going to be able to get that start on the outside that we've seen from the other drivers? So kind of our second big accident, our lap 11 incident, stacked up quite a few cars. This one questionably just as big. Lights are off on the pace vehicle once again. Here we are at SpeedZoneTV, bringing you all the hot sauce. Get your popcorn out. Green-white checker territory. Race number 6. Halfway through the season tonight, we take the winter break. We come back in the new year for race number 7. Barnes needs the start of his life to break away, but sometimes being up front isn't all it's cracked up to be. Excellent start. Look at the outside power of Parson. Piling on the bumper with Grayson behind, giving him some help. A drag race. Parsons got no help on the outside. Parson losing control. No caution. Final lap. Race is official. It's a drag race to the line. Piling on the bumper of Barnes. Grace and Smith right there as well. Grace showing speed on the outside. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull this one off. Last season's champ. Oh no! Barnes down to the bottom. Oh, big wreck. What the heck just happened? And it looks like Highland grabs the win. Man, I don't even know what to say. We're just gonna rewind the camera here because Barnes getting a little too much help from Pylan. Causing carnage. Pylan grabs the win. Tough break for Barnes. But we'll grab this right here for our SpeedZoneTV instant replay. We're on board with Barnes. Obviously, Pylan is pushing as hard as possible. Right here. Oh, Don Francesco actually gives Pylan a shot. So we're going to back that up here. And you can just see the momentum come in from that 24 car. Right here. And after that happens, that shoots Barnes. Like it's basically dominoes out there. And Don Francesco racing for the win. See Smith come down into Don Francesco. Richardson goes around, and it is just the narrowest of margins between these two drivers coming across the line. Give you a photo finish of it here. On board with Pylon. And the zoomed in cam. You can just see just the narrowest of margins. Just really just about a car length. So good job by Pylon to keep the momentum up there. Get it done, but you can see just a half car. Grace falls short. Trying to break the draft, run the high side. Not able to get it done. Pylon does a great job there. And then just carnage ensues behind. So rough finish at Roughneck Racing, no pun intended. But we did have to crown a winner tonight for season 6. Sorry, race number 6, season 8. We're going to take a quick break and then come back and look to interview some of the drivers. So our top 3 tonight was Island, Grace, and Copperthorn. So we'll be back shortly with Speed Zone TV interviews, and we're going to hear it from the drivers themselves.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our
All right. It's time to grab our 3rd place finisher tonight. Eric Copperthorn. Eric, Rob up in the booth. How you feeling about your P3 tonight, sir?
Feeling thankful for the gift of a P3 because that's what it was. It was a gift.
Yeah, a lot of carnage through the race. You ended up moving up 11 spots in the 16 card field. I don't recall you being overly involved in any, I guess, super duper carnage. Did you have to use your fast repair tonight?
I did on the last yellow that set it up for a green-white checkered. I didn't qualify, so I would be in the back of the field. I figured I'd hang around back there for a while and see if I could stay safe. And I did for a little bit, and pit stop cycles got me up a little bit, about 7th or 8th. That last restart, kind of knew it was coming. Hopefully I could make it through, and the seas parted for me, and I was able to get cleanly through it and score a P3. But I hate it. I'd rather fight everybody cleanly and finish 10th than to kind of crash and get a good finish.
Yeah, it looks like, everyone's battling for that halfway point of the season to make their mark. I mean, you're starting in 11th spot on that last restart, and for everything to happen in front of you and for you to get through it, good eyes, good hands, and, well, good luck, right? So you
Yeah,
can't.
100% good luck. That's what it comes down to. We couldn't make the outside line work tonight as what we thought we could. Guys would go up there, get stuck, come back down. It just, the track was very bumpy tonight. We felt like we were really just bouncing around, having trouble staying cleanly in two lines. And I don't know, there was a lot of times where we went three wide, almost wrecked, and were able to keep it going. So the guys did a fairly good job. But you always end up with that super speedway carnage just at the last lap.
Yeah, it looks like it looked like the second groove was attractive, but it would stall out on the straightaways. So you get through the turns, have some momentum, and then straightaway would come, and nobody could do anything. So, I don't even know. It's just maybe a bad aero package or something.
Well, yeah, coming off the corner, you would get such a run, but then the cars weren't getting in line enough to then keep the draft going, and so they'd get backed up. But if you didn't lift going into the corner, you just came like slingshot out of the corner, but then there was nowhere to go.
We don't have an official points update just yet, but that third place tonight's definitely going to bump you up in the points. Do you think you're going to be a contender for the championship as we progress through the rest of the season?
It's a luck thing. I would say if my luck holds, yep, I will. If I get into a, unlucky and end up in a wreck, then I'm behind. So
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I show myself in fifth. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not.
Oh, yeah, I haven't fully looked, but it is probably accurate because the drops are calculated, so your 4 best races are counting. So, I mean,
Yeah, so I look like fifth, 11 points behind Sprinkle, who's in number 1. So it's within reach as long as my luck holds up.
you got any super speedway plans as we enter in the, I guess, 2-week break? Going to be sawing on the wheel, practicing your draft?
We'll always be practicing. There's a core group of us that put together some races, and we just constantly are working with each other to try to improve each other. And so it's good, and it's a good group of guys, and they're willing and they put the time in to try to better themselves so that we can put on better shows. So I'm sure we will be racing. I know we've got a special race, Trucks at Spa, the day after Christmas, which ought to be fun.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Sure. Well, Eric, congrats on your P3 tonight. You parted the seas and got it done. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
I got to get a shout out to James Wagner and the admins of this series because they do a lot of work to kind of make this fun, and you for broadcasting because I watch it the next day and really enjoy seeing what went on in the race and all the commentary between you and Chris. So you do a great job. I really enjoy it, and got to give a shout out to you guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the kind words, Eric. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that jazz. And then, if you have your super speedway lucky cap on, you'll be in the winner circle or the podium on Wednesday night when we head with the Talladega with the.
Yep. I hope to talk to you then too, if my luck holds.
All right. Have a good night, sir.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Our P3 finisher, Eric Copperthorne. We're going to bring in our P2 finisher, Dylan Grace. What's going on, Dylan? How are you feeling about your P2 tonight?
Oh, it was a handful tonight. It was up and down battle, but I'll take it.
Yeah, carnage on the last lap there. That's just rolling through the replay right now. Could you have really done anything different? Like, Eric was mentioning how that outside groove wasn't very outsidey fast, but you did make it stick on that white lap. Did you need more help? Like, What was going on? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, just you know, we rode single file there for so long on that bottom line. One thing I noticed was just the run that the third or fourth car would get coming off turn two, and I just felt like that was going to be my only chance coming off turn two there, and I had such a run going. And I had two options. I was waiting for Jimmy to jump up, and I was going to push Jimmy out front. And he kind of hesitated. And once I saw that, I'm like, all right, I just got to make this work. And it's last lap, you got to do what you got to do. And I was able to get a little bit of side draft on Barnes there, going into 3 and 4, and just kind of held on there. And then was just hoping for the best once we got to the finish line.
Yeah, I mean the narrowest of margins, not even a tenth. 300s. You're showing as a
Yeah,
gap.
yeah, it was
Pretty much
it
a
was a good
fender.
finish.
Just a fender, you know? Maybe you got to lengthen your car or something. I'm not really sure. I thought Jimmy was going to jump to the high side too, and he kind of got to his right rear before he could fully move up, and I think that killed some of his momentum. And that side draft that you got from him shot you down into turn 3, and then carnage ensued behind you. Awesome job at the P2. Do you think you're going to be stitching it together in the trucks on Wednesday night?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it Wednesday night, so
Oh
I
dang!
was putting all my effort into tonight. But yeah, I mean, just really happy with how this season's been going on both Mondays and Wednesdays. Just been super consistent. Haven't finished outside the top 10 yet in either series, so just putting good finishes together and keep on adding the points to the point standings.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congrats on your P2 tonight. You have been a contender pretty much every night we've been watching. So who do you want to give a shout out to for your finish tonight?
Well, shout out to James Wagner, all the admins putting all this together week in, week out. They do a great job with this league. And then got to shout out my teammates. I had two of my teammates MIA tonight, Dakota and Ryan. So I know they were watching at home. And my buddy Liam, who was in the field tonight, he was behind me throughout a lot of tonight, just hanging around. And I know he wanted to get up there at the end too, but I think he got caught up in that carnage. So, but yeah, a lot of great people that put this together every week, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, congrats again, sir. I'll miss you Wednesday. Sending you hugs and kisses, but I hope that you're back in the new year and duking it out some more.
Oh yeah, I'll be in the comment section during the broadcast. Don't you worry.
Congrats again, Dylan. Talk to you soon.
Later.
P2 finisher. Try to bring in the man of the night. There could only be one winner.
100%.
That one winner is Jimmy. Piling Jimmy. What the heck's going on out there, buddy? You ran a pretty, I would say conservative race most of the night. You up in the top 5, top 10. And, what was going through for your race strategy and how'd you get it done?
Just trying to play it easy and take it easy. I do want to apologize to Ben Parsons, though, for get which lap it was on, honestly. But going into 3, I gave him a shot, and I was hoping he would be able to hold on to it. I don't know if it was off center or speed or what have you, but I got him loose and kind of screwed up his strategy early on, so I want to apologize to him for that. Outside of that, I just, tried to play it safe, play it cool. Try to take care of those tires because it seemed like early on that tires were going to play a factor.
Yep. I mean, at the end there, it got a little crazy. Between pretty much the top 5 cars, and you were able to kind of to break away. About 6 of you broke away. You were pushing Barnes hard. You were talking with Grace in the 12 machine, and he was like contemplating whether you're going to jump to the outside or not. It looked like you went high, but you didn't stay high. Did he just beat you to the outside groove and kind of pinch you down a little bit, or did you just kind of throw a block?
I was gonna go, and then I was like, no, like I'm gonna stay right here and kind of ride it out with Tyler. And that's when I kind of feathered the throttle just enough to get right behind him, and was gonna try to push him the best I could to the win. Just unfortunately, with me pushing him heavily and Nick giving me one hell of a shot, it was just he couldn't hang on to it, and it spun him out, unfortunately. Um, so I guess in in a way, I do want to give Nick a shout out for giving me that one hell of a shot. Um, but it's like I told Tyler, that's not the way I want to win a race. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes these things happen. You're on the track. It's not what you directly did, but just the result of others. And it looks like you were locked and loaded on Barnes's bumper. Grace did everything he could to get on the outside, and he did. And you were victorious. So congrats on the win tonight. We're headed to Talladega on Wednesday. Do you foresee the same kind of strategy for yourself, being patient, waiting? Or do you think you're going to be upfront and in the hunt?
I think I'm gonna try to be upfront, but just like I was tonight, patient, maybe a little bit more patient, and not almost spin someone out. Because the trucks are a little bit more unforgiving. Uh, I feel like at the drafting tracks, so try to be upfront, but try to be a little bit more patient and strike when the time comes.
That's fair. Well, Jimmy, comes to the end of our time together. Who do you want to give a shout out to for your win tonight?
James Wagner's Welding, as always, for letting us do this every week, each and every week for the last 8 seasons. You guys for broadcasting the races, letting our friends, family, um, potential new drivers to come join us. To For y'all to broadcast that's really awesome. Admins, Tim, Johnny, Ramsey, Andy, uh, Ryan, just all the admins, everyone that puts everything together, that fits the bill. Teammates, Chris Ramsey, Tim, family crit, or my brother, sister-in-law, old nephews, Kyle, Evan, Adam. Um, Big shout to all those guys for supporting me and watching me turn laps on a virtual racetrack.
Oh, heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah. I mean, congrats on the win tonight. You're definitely going to be moving up in the point standings. I wish you all the best of luck on Wednesday night. Hope chatting to you again soon.
Yep, thank you so much, Robert, and I hope to be talking to you on Wednesday as well, man.
All right. Congrats again, buddy.
I appreciate it.
That was our winner, Jimmy Pilen, giving you the sauce of the night. And he's not being too aggressive, but aggressive enough to be in the right spot at the right time. Tonight we had 4 cautions, and then it brought out the green-white checkered. You saw the race to the line. Carnage ensued. Race tried to make a move. Don Francesco gave Pilen a shot that sent Barnes around. Smith tried to pinch down and, got into the door of the 24 machine and just carnage in behind. That shuffled up the whole field pretty much. But that's a racing. So the Super Speedway series here is going to be on a little bit of a break. So we'll be returning January 5th for the Gen 6 at Talladega. We saw those Gen 6 cars the other week at Daytona. It's going to be pretty fast. Those races at Daytona and Talladega are a little bit longer than this. So, patience is a different skill set when you're running 50-second laps or 55-second laps opposed to 30-second laps here. But SpeedZone TV is going to be back again on Wednesday night. We're going to be looking at the Truck Series. Truck Series is going to be wrapping up race number 6 for 60 laps at Talladega. So these drivers bounce from both series and put on a heck of a show. They're partnered with Renegade Racing, who runs on Thursday nights, and just great racing overall. So great community of drivers. Season number 8. One winner tonight, that 29 machine of Jimmy Pilen getting it done. We'll be back Wednesday night for the battle at Talladega, and hope you guys are joining us then. We'll be back in the new year after our Christmas break. So Merry Christmas, everyone. If you don't join us on the Wednesday broadcast, if you do, then I'll say it again anyhow. But SpeedZone TV signing off. We got a heck of a points battle heating up here for race 6 being locked in the books. We'll give you the update in the new year as to what the point standing looks like. And really, Robert Warren signing off for SpeedZone TV. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you put a like, subscribe on the broadcast. We need that plaque. We need you. Before we sign off, let's take a quick look at our results. I got a little ahead of myself here. So we talked to the top 3: Pilen, Grayson, Copperthorne. Hurst grabs 4th spot. Richardson 5th. Don Francesco 6th. Tolleson 7th. Manning 8th. Smith 9th. BB 10th. Barnes in 11th. Almost grabs the win. Ramsey 12th. Parson 13th. Keltner 14th. And 15th goes Sprinkle and Wagner. Unfortunately, a DNF. Tough break for him. So, once again, SpeedZone TV signing off. I'm Robert Warrens, bringing you all the secret sauce, all the action. Hope you like the show, and we'll be talking to you guys again soon. Have a good night, everyone.